So the next session is an early career researcher session, or as I've informally been calling it, the postdoc session. And my name is Phil Jones. I'm head of publisher outreach at Digital Science, and I'm going to moderate this panel. And I have with me three early career stage researchers, three postdocs from different countries who are going to talk a little bit about their experiences. We're going to start off. We're going slightly different order to this actually. I'm going to start off with Jonathan Foster. He's a postdoc from the University of Cambridge in England. He works in the field of chemistry. He has a PhD in chemistry from, I think, the University of Durham. Is that correct? And he'll tell you a little bit more about the work he's doing, just a little bit about the work he's doing, and then give a sense of an overview of the challenges that face early career stage researchers and postdocs today. Then we're going to move on. We're going to hear a little bit from Anna Villarpique, who works at the, I'm going to try and pronounce this correctly, the University Medical Center at Göttingen. Is that right? Any German speakers? Have I got that right? Göttingen. Right, that's the one. She actually works in the lab of an old friend of mine, back when I was a researcher at Mass General Hospital, Tiago Otero, and he's a professor there at neurodegeneration at that place, that city that we talked about. And then lastly, we'll finish off with Faron McKintay, who is from the University of Washington Washington University in St. Louis. She's also a biologist as well, and she's going to talk also a little bit about not only her experiences, but a little bit about postdoctoral associations and that sort of thing. So just to kind of set the scene here a little bit, Rick did mention in the last session that the Scholarly Kitchen article today is a guest post, and it is. In fact, it's my guest post, and it's about this session, which is so. I apologize for the shameless self-promotion, but I am conducting a little bit of a social media experiment, if you like, and I have kind of declared this hashtag of #STM postdocs. So if anybody wants to tweet to that hashtag during the session of any questions that I'm going to put to the panel during the group discussion period, then I'll go ahead and do that. If nobody tweets anything, then I'll have to make it up as I go along, and that's fine too. All right, so in this post I kind of set up why I was actually really so happy that I was approached to moderate this session and to recruit these talented young people to talk about their work and their challenges. It is, and I make no apologies for this, partially based on my experiences as an early career stage researcher, as a postdoc working at Harvard Medical School, about the difficulty that I found being able to take credit for the work that I had done. And our postdocs will talk a little bit about that as well, and about the challenges that I found in terms of getting funding and progressing my career. And I felt during my career that, as a scientist, my previous career as a scientist, that of the researchers that I met who were postdocs, an awful lot of the most talented ones were the ones who were unfortunately failing to advance because of what I felt were systemic problems in the way that we allow people to control their own personal reputations as scientists, with problems with difficulties in getting published, with problems with difficulties in getting recognized for the work that they do, and not having, for example, a senior researcher just living within a senior researcher's lab and only being able to kind of occupy that niche. And so hopefully we'll kind of talk a little bit about some of those issues as we go along. So we're going to start off with Jonathan Foster. I'm going to bring him up in a second, and then after we've all gone through and everybody's had 10 minutes to talk, we're going to do a little panel discussion, and then we're going to finish off with questions from the audience. So after that, I'm going to just hand it over now to Jonathan.